I just picked up the LTO Flash cart by Joe Z. Joe Z because I don't know exactly how to pronounce his name and I don't want to butcher it, but there it is, Joe Z. He's pretty well known in the scene. I'm sure you know who the guy is and his contributions because they're important. So this thing is basically a multi-cart for the Intellivision, and that's usually how I collect for my consoles. Is I'll collect a group of cartridges that I really like, that mean a lot to me, that I'm very nostalgic for, the ones I play the most, and then I'll grab myself a multi-cart for the rest. The things I don't want, the things I can't afford, the things I can't find, the things that are on my list that I haven't purchased yet. Um, I just like to have those games available every once in a while just to try out, see if I want to purchase them, or just, just to have. I do the same with the ColecoVision. I have the Atarimax Ultimate SD. I also suggest that you get this. This is a great little cart. Works with a SD card, and comes in a gatefold with a full color manual and a pretty cool cart, transparent cart. Left turn only is the company, and a cool little graphic. Only one way. This isn't a review. There's guys that have done really excellent reviews on this. I'm just going to show you how to set up the menu layout on a Mac. So let's go to that. Okay, so assuming you got the LTO Flash software installed on your system and you're ready to go, this is how I do it. Now, the first thing I did was I took my ROMs and I organized them into folders. I chose game publishing folders. You can choose whatever you want or not. It's up to you. It's totally optional. The cool thing about doing it this way is when you import your ROMs folder, the LTO Flash will scan your folders, your subfolders right here, and create that in the menu layout for you automatically. If you choose to import the ROMs into the menu layout, which I'll show you with when we import it in a few seconds. So that's one option that kind of saves you some time when you're setting up your menu structure. So let's go ahead and fire up LTO Flash. LTO Flash. And this is what it looks like. This area right here is the section where all your ROMs will live. This will be every ROM that you have in whatever folder you choose will show up here. And then this is the menu layout that shows up on the LTO Flash cart when you're on your system. So there's two ways to add ROMs. One is an individual file, um, which I think you can actually, if you hold down Command, you can choose multiple files. But that'll just, if you bought a new ROM or you have a new ROM that you want to add to your already existing collection, I would probably use the add files. But what we're going to do is we're going to add a folder, and that's going to basically add an entire directory. It's going to search that directory for ROMs and put them into your system. So we click on Add Folders, and you're going to go down to wherever your ROMs are stored. I have mine here. Go ahead and open that. It's going to scan. Here's the part that's kind of important. If you have this selected, it's going to add the menu layout for you. If not, what will happen, all your ROMs will land right here, and then you can drag and drop as needed and make directories as needed here. Since I already made my directories and I have my ROMs organized, I'm just going to choose add new ROMs to layout menu, or to menu layout. Press OK. It's going to scan my ROMs folder, and it's gonna add them and start adding the see how it's adding the folders for you. Now if you didn't do it this way, what you would have to do is go through this list and add the ROMs that you want, and then create the folders and organize as needed. This is a little faster because it's a little quicker to sort through the Finder and put everything in whatever folders you want, and then you're done, and then LTO Flash does the rest for you. So from here you can you can send it to the Flash cart already as is, or you can do a little bit more configuration, and this is all in the manual, so I'm not going to go too in depth, and there's some excellent tutorials right now that aren't necessarily for Mac, but it's the same concept. So but basically you can adjust where everything lands on the cart. Um, and you can color code the folders. So, Mattel's white, Intellivision Corporation is blue, we got Activision red, Coleco's green, Atari Soft is yellow. So you get the idea. And then within those folders, you can also color code these the ROMs. And why would you want to do that? Well, just for making it look nicer, you can do like an alternating color for each. Or if you want to remember your favorite games, or not remember, but you want a quick way of identifying your favorite games, you can color code certain ROMs that you might use more than others. So when you're going through the list, you'll see red flash right at you, and there you go. So here's Monitor and Checkers, because that's a freaking awesome game. So anyway, also one more thing about colors, try not to use black. At least on my screen, the way it's working out is when I use the color black, it actually disappears, so you can't really see anything. So until you highlight it, and then you see the name. So you might see like a black space, and then you start scrolling down, and you'll see, oh look, that's actually a folder. So the only one I use black for is this test and demo ROMs folder that I have. Because I don't really go into it that much. It's mostly for if I have a problem with my controller or something, and I have a test ROM in there that I can check and see if the disk is working or whatever. So I don't need to see that all the time. So I leave that one black, and I'll show you what that looks like in a second when we go and load it up. So you can also adjust uh, the ROMs. You can move them wherever you want within that folder, and that's how they will appear in the order that you chose on the cart. So, but what I like to do is keep everything in alphabetical order. So I right click and I sort by a name, ascending, and now everything's in alphabetical order. It's just an easier way to find things. You can do whatever the hell you want. So after that, you might want to add manuals. So you right click on your ROM, you go to set manual. That's breakout. I have all my manuals in text format here. And the manual, the LTO Flash cart manual actually tells you exactly what format you need to adjust the text files for them to look okay on your TV. And so you choose your game's manual. What did I say? That was a breakout. Breakout. You press open, and now that manual is attached to that ROM. So when you go to your cart and you go through the menu, you can actually view the manual, and it's gonna look kind of like that. So that's a pretty neat feature. If there's a game you haven't played in a while, you need to know what the premises of it is. Now sometimes games don't translate correctly when you bring them in to the cart. Depends on how it's named internally, and sometimes you'll get, like right here, I got Learning Fun 1, but it's LF1, but Learning Fun 2 is Learning Fun 2. So I'd like to fix that. So you could do that easily by uh, adjusting the name here. And that changes your your ROM name. Now this isn't actually changing the actual physical ROM name, but it's just changing what the cart views, or what the LTO Flash software views. You can also change it here, so in the future, if you make more folders, you don't have to go about having to change it all the time. So now you're set. Um, so also, like something like this where you don't know what that ROM is, well, if you notice, every time I choose a ROM, it finds that ROM on my list and highlights it. So for this HF, well, it's Hoverforce, because this is the actual ROM file, and it's just named, I don't know, just the name didn't come through. So you could do that, fix that. You can, send this one, oops, sorry about that. You can send this one back in here and now delete this one. Or you can, change it here, You know, like this one's kind of messed up, so I'm gonna go to rename. It's called Duncan's Thin Ice, and then just change it appropriately right here. Duncan's Thin Ice. So that's it. Now let's go check it out, see what my menu looks like. Alright guys, so now that you have your LTO Flash loaded with all your ROMs and you have your menu layout just like you want it, it's time to fire it up. So let's see how this sucker looks. Here we go. I really like this intro screen. Intellivision always had really cool ones. Not like the ColecoVision with the black ColecoVision screen, which was annoying. Here we go. And all my colors are there. This is what I mean by using black for a menu item. It leaves a black space until you hover over it, which is not too bad when it's below everything, but if it's in the middle, it just looks a little weird until you hover over it. And then also in your game list, if you have a black icon, it won't show you the name of the game until you click on it. So just something to remember. And here is, remember I told you about color coding your favorite ROMs, and these are the ROMs that I play the most on a weekly basis, sometimes daily, depending on how shitty my job was that day. So we got Burgertime, D1K, D2K, we have Miss Pac-Man, and Super Chef, Burgertime, and Tron Deadly Discs. So let's try Super Chef. And we got one, enter, let's see. Now I can't just play a few seconds of Burgertime, so I'll have to at least clear this board. Just don't make fun of the way I play. Those damn fries, man, those are hard to ignore. It's just like McDonald's fries. And my television is a little messed up. If you notice, there's like some little sound glitches going on. Sometimes it cuts out. Not sure what's going on. I have to figure it out. This one's AV modded, and I don't think the mod, I didn't do it, though. I don't think the mod was done very well. But that's for another time. Maybe I'll do a video if I'm able to fix it. And that's it. Okay, so I've noticed there was a video of somebody telling you to, let's see if I can get this up, telling you to to go back to the menu, you have to turn it off and on again. Actually, you don't. You just hold down the reset button for about a second. If you don't, it just resets the game. So, see, it's just resetting the game. So you don't need to turn it off back on. You just hold down for about a second, and now you're back in the menu, the LTO Flash menu. Alright, and that's it, guys. Let me know if you have any problems. One more thing, once you're done doing everything, you naming your ROMs, putting them in folders, organizing your folders, color coding, it would suck if you make a mistake in the future and you have to do that all over again. So one thing I urge you to do is when you're done and you're happy with it, do some backups, and LTO Flash has a few cool little backup tools. So what I would do is go into Tools, LTO Flash, and go to Advanced and back up your menu or your file system. And under the Edit menu, you can back up your ROM list and your menu layout, and restore as needed. So that's just a couple little things you should do probably when you're done organizing, just to make it easier next time. And also, if you want to install this on another computer, you don't have to go through the whole ordeal of setting everything up again. So that's my tip. See ya.